All right, plan for today. We are going to chat about how we can make the comfort foods that we all love, maybe just a little bit healthier. Now, all of us probably have a different idea of what comfort foods are. So I'm going to do the best I can today. I'm going to cover some specific ingredient swaps that can make your existing comfort food recipes maybe a little bit more nutritious. Then I will go through some examples of some actual recipes that give a healthier spin on some of the traditional comfort food options out there. Sound good? All right, so jump right in here. Let's start with those ingredient swaps. Sugar, this is a big one, right? There are a ton of comfort foods, and for some of us, holiday foods might be coming into season, and a lot of those call for sugar, right? Cutting down on sugar is a great way to improve recipes. Sugar causes inflammation in our bodies. We store excess sugar as fat. It hurts our ability to deal with stress. It hurts our mood, and it can harm our sleep, just to name a few bad things with sugar, as most of us know, right? So it's definitely something that we need to get less of. So let's talk about a few options that can help you cut down on that amount you may be using. So honey and maple syrup are a couple of more natural options. Typically with recipes, you'll use about 3/4 of the amount that calls for sugar. So do some research before you bake. It might not be exactly that way, but that's typically what they call for. That's what the experts, I'm not the expert, that's what the experts say. Also, keep in mind that while these are natural sugar sources, right, that's better than just dumping sugar in there, and our body's going to be able to utilize these sources better. There's better nutrients in them. They're still sugar sources, right? So we just still need to be mindful of the total amount we're taking in. So portion control still comes into play when you're eating whatever you made with these options as well. Another great option for sugar replacement is unsweetened applesauce. So you can usually swap this at a 1-to-1 ratio, but you also will likely need to reduce other liquids like milk or water or whatever you might be using by about 1/4 of a cup, because obviously applesauce is going to have a little more liquid in it to start with. And then also bananas. Swapping bananas for sugar is usually easiest in things like cookies, brownies, pancakes, muffins, those types of things. The ratio usually works best in half the amount, as much sugar is called for. But again, do some research. You might have to do some trial and error here, see what makes sense in your recipe. The last one for sugar here, stevia, is considered one of the better artificial sweeteners at this point. Comes from an actual stevia plant. So that can maybe be a good option for you. You can find it next to the sugar. Usually it comes in either granules like regular sugar, or there's a liquid form as well. The thing to remember with stevia is that you do not need nearly as much of it as you use of sugar. So again, you're going to have to look a little bit at that before you dump the same amount in your recipes, because that's not going to work very well. It's not going to taste very good. I know there's some other options out there for sugar as well, but hopefully these ones can get you started. If you want to throw some other options into the chat, feel free to do so. But again, goal is to just cut down on some of those sugar in some of those recipes. How about mayo? So this is a pretty big staple in things like, potato, egg salad, veggie dip sometimes, and just on sandwiches, right? Which are a big comfort food. Now, mayo isn't all bad, right? But the big drawback that it can have is that a lot of times it's going to have added oils, and mostly processed oils, that can cause inflammation in our bodies and have a negative effect on some of our biometrics, okay? So if we can swap it out for a whole food option, at least sometimes you'll be adding in some nutrients and taking out some of those negative aspects. So one whole food option that you can do instead of mayo is actually avocado. It has a similar texture and spreads on sandwiches easily, or you can throw it into that potato salad. Avocado has a ton of nutrients like fiber, potassium. They actually have more potassium than a banana, fun fact, and healthy monounsaturated fats, which is great for heart health specifically and brain health. And that's just a few of the benefits of avocado. If you're not a big avocado fan, some other options to swap in for your mayo would be hummus. which also goes well in egg salad, tuna salad, or again, on a sandwich itself. Hummus is typically made with chickpeas, tahini, which is just ground sesame seeds, olive oil, lemon juice, and garlic. There's different variations, of course. That's kind of a general one. Hummus is a great source of plant-based protein coming from the chickpeas and also has things like fiber, antioxidants, iron, folate, and B vitamins. Greek yogurt is another option as well, which I'm going to cover here in a minute. So I'm going to wait to go over the benefits for that. Pesto is a good option for things like veggie dip and potato salad. Pesto is typically made with basil, pine nuts, garlic, Parmesan cheese, and olive oil. So you're getting in the healthy fats that come with olive oil and pine nuts, and then multiple benefits that can come with garlic, things like support for our immune system, stuff like that. And then last but not least, the last mayo swap here is just cutting up the hard-boiled eggs for your sandwiches specifically, or again, those are going to be in salads anyways, but on your sandwiches specifically is a great one. Egg is a big part of mayo to begin with, right? So you get a similar flavor, nice amount of protein, and less of that extra processed stuff. All right, next swap is for sour cream. A lot of us love dollop the sour cream on our baked potato taco salad, right? This swap is probably the easiest one you'll find because plain Greek yogurt has a very similar texture and somewhat similar taste to sour cream as well. So give it a try. Now, sour cream and Greek yogurt have similar benefits like protein, calcium, vitamin B12, but Greek yogurt is going to have more of the protein, more of that vitamin B12. And then another added benefit of yogurt in general is for your gut health. Yogurt has probiotics, which are live bacteria that support healthy bacteria in your gut. Just be sure to check that your yogurt has live active cultures for that benefit. That will be right on the label for you. So a couple swaps there. Yeah, yogurt for sour cream on chili. I do it in my creamy potato soup that I make. Instead of sour cream, I do Greek yogurt. Yeah, that's a super easy swap. Good stuff.